What is going on, you awesome creatives, and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at a tool that Photoshop teased way back in November 2017, and we have finally got it in the last 2 weeks. So the tool I'm talking about is the Select Subject tool. This has been released in Photoshop version 19.1 for both Windows and Macs, and there's 3 different ways of selecting this tool. Now I've got 3 different models here that we're going to kind of be playing with today in order to kind of demonstrate this Select Subject tool. Now the first one up here we've got is Kali Kloss, and if you come down into your toolbar over in here, we can select our Magic Wand tool and we have Select Subject. Now if we select this, what it will do is kind of run an analysis on the background and foreground and select our subject. And you kind of see these marching ants here have done a pretty good job of selecting our subject. Now obviously I can go into our layer mask. So it's actually done pretty well at removing all of the background. Obviously there is a little bit of cleanup here that we need to do, but that is very simple. With our Magic Wand tool, we can just come back in here, guys, and select these different parts that we don't need and go back into our layer mask and paint them out. So it is an awesome tool for doing the bulk of the work for you. Alright, so next one up here, guys, is we're going to jump into this kind of avant-garde kind of fashion design. So obviously my biggest draw card, or my biggest thought on doing this, is it gives you a lot more flexibility for your architecture visualizations of putting in different models instead of using the same old ones that everybody uses. So going into our second kind of method here, we're going to come up into our menu bar, select here, and select subject. That's going to run the same analysis of selecting the foreground and background, and you can see here, guys, if I throw that again on a layer mask and play with these just a little bit, so you can kind of see it hasn't been overly neat, but it is enough to kind of get started. And again, it is up to you guys to kind of come in here and clean up these different things. Obviously you can use the pen tool and kind of mask along there if you really want to, or a myriad of different ways of selecting that out. Our third one here, guys, we're going to be looking at this more of this fashion. And again, if we come back into our Magic Wand tool, we have this select and mask. We did select this subject before, but now we're going to go into select and mask. And this is kind of, if we play with our transparency, you can see all of our picture there. And up in the toolbar, we then have select subject again. Now for me, this is probably better off using with a female with some long flowing hair where you need to refine edges or something like that, because obviously you have this refine edge tool up in here. But for this, we're going to kind of play with our transparency, and you can kind of see how well it's done at selecting the model out. Again, it has missed different parts like this section up in here, and again we can kind of just remove that out and through the legs here and then down in the bottom. Alright, and now obviously if we hit OK, we can kind of go down into this again, and let's have a quick look at how well it's mastered out. So it's obviously been a little bit chunky here where I've been really quite rough, but otherwise it has done a fantastic job. You can see here it's kind of mastered out a little bit more, or hasn't mastered out quite as much as I want. However, I can come back up into the select and potentially grow that area out as well. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up today's tutorial on the Select Subject tool with Photoshop. Let me know what you guys are going to be using this tool for in the future, and whether it's going to help out your architecture visualizations in any manner. Until next time, guys, have an awesome week, and I will see you on the next video.